Okay, after cutting all the steel, I got these right angle magnets that keep the frame straight for now. When the heat gets to it, it's gonna move a little bit, but you just have to put a little bit of heat. This bar is not gonna stay that way. It actually goes, turn around after I get these tacked into place, just tack. I'm gonna put a bead on it, and what I do, I leave a little gap right here so I can pass a weld. I'm gonna be using the stick welder, using 70/18s right there and there. I took a cross measurement of 138 going diagonally, 138 and a quarter, and it went that way and that way. Now I'm just gonna put a small bead up there on that corner there, tack it, then move to that corner and tack it where it'll still be able to move. Then I'll put in the other one, the crossbars across there, and I usually do mine on the floor. That way, even if you get too much heat to it, it doesn't start to sag. If I had a horse set up right here and the one set up back here, it would be a lot better to work. It'd be up high like on a table, but the center area here, once you start welding, it would start to drop because of just the heat and weight is in the middle. So I usually do mine on the floor, get all the main braces on, then weld it, and then start going up with the railings. So I'll go ahead and start doing that now. I'll be using that new welding machine. What is it? I'll bring it up. I'll show it. All right, this is what I'll be using. Is 70/18s, 3/32. I have 120 amps is what I normally weld on this. I think I'm gonna dial it down to 100, and that's the machine right here. I'll be using, it came with an adapter for the 240, drop down to this plug, and I do keep a dedicated receptacle just for welding with this. It's it asks for a 20 amp, and I figured just leave that one right there. There's nothing else plugged into it. It goes from here straight to the panel on a 20 amp breaker, but I'll be using the other one, and I use a drop cord that's 10 gauge, which is good for 30 amps. So that definitely shouldn't drop or anything. Now, I don't, if you mind about stains on your concrete, well, you'd have to put something under it that will protect it, even if it's a sheet of metal, which I have a sheet of metal. I could do it just to keep the floor looking good, but I'll go ahead and set this up, start welding. All right, I just happened to get into the welding and forgot all about videoing, but that's what it's looking like. I need to brush it off real good. Right there. I just put that one on. I'm going to 24 inches. So I went off the edge here to the edge of the other one, 24. The steel right here is a little bit thicker. It's actually 1/4 inch. I thought it was 3/16 by 1.5 inches. It's 1/4 by 1.5 inches. And I'm putting them 24 out to the edge. From corner inside here to the corner edge out there and cross go the other way is 130, I think it was 131 1/8 going across. I'm actually a 1/16 of an inch on this side here, closer in, but 1/16 of an inch I am not gonna hurt my head over. So I'm gonna continue. I bumped the temperature, the heat up to closer to like 130, and that does better. At 100 it's okay. 120 it was doing this. At 120 you can see the bottom edge is not melted in real good, but the top it was getting, so I bumped it up a little bit for it to sit more in where it actually just melts in a lot better. So I'll go ahead and continue doing this just to get this out of the way, and then I guess tomorrow I could do the rest. Go inside, take a shower, get ready for bed. Okay, I got all the bars going across. The one on the back, this one has 20, I think it's 25 and a half, because I had to get this one here closer just to miss the spring. So that's, just had to move these two just slightly. They're off different, and that's it. It did do a little bit of warping, but nothing bad. It kicked that end up about 3/4 of an inch. So, but now all the heat will be when it's turned the other way. So that's what it looks like at the bottom. I'll be turning it up now. All right, I turned the frame around, put these two bars on this end here, and started welding the tops. There, go all the way across. And that put the heat back to set it back down flat. So everything is back like it's supposed to be, because I took just about the same amount of time that I spent on one end back on this end, so it level it back out. Not bad. Now I'll be done for the day. Let it sit. All right, I'm back. To do the bottom half of this, it took me an hour and a half, and now I got the side rail started. This, what I did with this is this is where the fender ends up, is right about there, and that other mark, that's where the fender ends up. So I'm gonna put that right in front of it. What I did, C-clamp it in and checked it with the square for it being square. It's probably gonna move a little bit because of the heat, but just try to get them as straight as possible. You'll never notice it if it's a little bit off. If it's real bad, you'll notice it, but I'll go ahead, start with this, then get an even distance from front to here, set one in the middle, and then one in the back here, and then the one on the tail. And do the same thing on the other side. I'm gonna have to cut one for the middle here, because he wants one to strap his four-wheeler down up in front, and that's where the A-frame sits. And then I'll just take the same measurement off that side and transfer it over to this side. And then I'm good to put up the railing on top and start getting the little piece that comes off right here. I usually put a little piece for the fender to sit on it real solid, and I should be good. So I'll start on that.